My name's Jerry Drake, and we lost our son to trisomy 13 2 Decembers ago now.
I guess the story of how we started coming to the Children's Park, we started about 6 months after our son Everett passed away. I had had some medical issues and I had kind of let myself get to a pretty low mental point. He said he thought we should start doing something, and this seemed like the less scary option. And so the next month we came to our first meeting.
There comes a point where if you're not moving forward, the grief can swallow you whole. So finding a place where we could just talk about what we're feeling and what we're thinking, and not just the loss, but the guilt and the shame that's felt, just gave us an opportunity to actually start working on our grief and moving forward in our grief. It feels like we are moving forward finally. And it doesn't diminish the loss. It doesn't take away from the life that Everett had, even though it was short. But it puts it into a different place in our life where it's no longer dragging us away from each other or away from our child. It has been a very big blessing for us to be here. Even on the nights where we try to talk each other out of coming.
I think that was my biggest concern before coming, was I didn't think even in a place like this that anyone would be able to understand. And the first time I came, I didn't say anything. I just sat there, and when it was my turn to talk, I just passed it on. And but the realization I had that night, and the reason that I wanted to keep coming even though I was still nervous, was that even though everyone's story is different, everyone can relate and understand in some way and shares experiences that are so similar. No matter how different the stories are, this is a place where everyone understands what we've been through, because they've been through the same thing. When Everett passed away, we chose not to have a funeral, and I didn't realize that would be something that I would miss, a place to go and think about Everett and feel Everett's presence. And for a while after he passed, I regretted that decision until we started coming here to the support group and walking through the park. And that's when we decided to get a stone for him. And his stone is out there by the 2 bears. Mm-hmm. And it's next to the little creek, and it kind of fills that space. And the park is just it's so much more comforting. And I can go and sit, and Ezra can play, and so I can feel Everett in a happy place where Ezra can still play and enjoy himself, and it's another way that Ezra can be incorporated into Everett's story. And so I feel like we come to Glory Babies for our time with Everett, and then we can go to the park with Ezra for his time with him.
The Children's Park and the support groups has kind of become almost a sanctuary for our lives, and a place to remember Everett and to connect with Everett. I knew about the Children's Park. I knew it existed, and I knew roughly the concept behind it, but I didn't realize how wonderful the park and its mission is until we were going through. And we were in a place where we needed the support that the park has provided. But I do have to say, though, if you're having those Holy Echo experiences, if the Children's Park just for random reason keeps getting name dropped in your life, just take the hint. There's a reason why that keeps popping up in your life. Your mind and God is trying to tell you something. And you need to come and discover what that something is.